The tectonic plates of our roster are shifting beneath our feet, and you need to pay attention right now. This is not just news. This is a wholesale transformation of how our team operates. From massive defensive investments to unexpected departures in the backfield, the landscape in Carolina is changing by the hour. We are dissecting every move, every dollar, and every consequence. If you are a die-hard fan who loves this team, help us hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers by hitting that button now, because we are the only ones telling you the truth.
Stop what you are doing. We are looking at a deal that officially alters the DNA of this defense. Jalen Phillips has signed a massive contract worth $120 million to anchor our defensive front. Let me be crystal clear about the gravity of this situation. This is not just another signing. This is a seismic statement of intent from the front office. When you look at the landscape of the modern NFL, you need players who can disrupt the pocket, players who can change the outcome of a game on a single snap. And Jalen Phillips is exactly that caliber of athlete. For a long time, we have been searching for that definitive edge presence, that guy who keeps opposing quarterbacks up at night. Now we have him. The financial commitment here is staggering, and it reflects a win-now mentality that simply cannot be ignored. We are talking about elite production, explosive speed, and the kind of motor that defines a championship-level defensive unit. I have been following these contract negotiations for years, and rarely do you see a team double down on a defensive piece with this level of intensity. It is bold, it is aggressive, it is exactly what this team needed to signal to the rest of the league that we are no longer satisfied with being in the middle of the pack. We are moving into the elite tier of defensive play, and it starts with the sheer talent that Jalen Phillips brings to the table. Some might question the price tag, but I am telling you right now, in today's market, you pay for the premium talent, and you pay for the impact. He is the centerpiece. He is the guy we are building around. This contract is a clear message to every other team in the division that our defensive identity just got a major upgrade. We are not just looking to compete, we are looking to dominate the line of scrimmage, and this is the first step in that transformation. The analytical side of me looks at the cap hit, the structural guarantees, and the long-term flexibility, but the football side of me sees a game changer. It is a masterstroke that forces every offensive coordinator on our schedule to rethink their protection schemes. But here's the kicker, and this is where it gets interesting. While we are celebrating this massive infusion of talent on the defensive side, we are simultaneously watching a key piece of our offensive identity walk out the door. You have to ask yourself, is the team trading offensive depth for defensive dominance, or is this just the beginning of a much larger roster overhaul that we aren't even seeing yet? If you thought the defense was the only story, you are dead wrong, because the backfield is about to look completely different.
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights like this, subscribe now. We are breaking down the moves that matter, and you do not want to miss the fallout of these massive front office decisions.
The departures often hurt as much as the arrivals excite. We are now confirming that Rico Dowdle has officially signed a 2-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a development that caught many by surprise, and it signals a significant change in the personnel strategy for our offensive backfield. Look, I understand the business of football, but losing a guy like Rico Dowdle is not something you just gloss over. He provided a specific type of grit, a specific type of reliability that you need in those short yardage situations and in the red zone. When you look at the depth chart, you see a void that needs to be filled immediately. It is not just about the stats, it is about the chemistry, the comfort level, and the trust that a coaching staff has in a player to execute the scheme correctly. Now, Pittsburgh is getting a player who knows how to grind, a player who understands the nuances of the position. For us, the question becomes, what is the plan? Are we looking for a replacement in the draft? Are we going to look at the veteran free agent market again? The front office has clearly pivoted toward a different philosophy, and while the defensive acquisition of Jalen Phillips is grabbing all the headlines, the loss of Rico Dowdle creates a ripple effect that we cannot afford to ignore. I have seen this movie before. You invest heavily in one area of the field, and you have to make sacrifices in another. But at what cost? Is the offense going to suffer because we are prioritizing the pass rush over the ground game? These are the tough questions that need to be answered. Rico Dowdle was a reliable hand, and watching him head to another organization is a reality check for the fans who thought this roster was set in stone. We are in a transitional phase, and the volatility we are seeing right now is a direct reflection of the pressure the front office is under to produce results immediately. You cannot just let productive pieces leave without a clear roadmap for success. It leaves me wondering about the overall vision for the offensive unit. Are we shifting toward a more pass-heavy identity, or is there another move waiting in the wings that we haven't even heard about yet? The balance of power on this team is shifting, and it is happening in real time. We are watching the roster be dismantled and rebuilt simultaneously. It is a high-stakes game of chess, and every single move matters. But wait, because the front office isn't done yet, and the news continues to pile up with a move that might just be the biggest shock of them all.
The intensity in this front office is off the charts. We are now confirming that the team has signed a former Eagles edge rusher to a 4-year, $120 million deal. This is an absolute blockbuster. We are talking about a total commitment to the defensive line that is nearly unprecedented in recent history. By bringing in this caliber of talent, we are seeing a massive shift in defensive philosophy. It is clear that the goal is to dominate the trenches, to make life miserable for every quarterback in our division. This player comes with pedigree, comes with high expectations, and comes with a price tag that demands excellence. The front office is betting everything on the idea that games are won in the trenches. And let me tell you something, they are right. You can have all the skill players you want, you can have the flashiest offense in the league, but if you cannot stop the opposing quarterback, you are going nowhere. The addition of this former Eagle star combined with the earlier move for Jalen Phillips suggests that we are building a defensive front that could be one of the most feared in the entire NFL. The physical nature of this signing, the sheer force that this individual brings, it changes the entire dynamic of our defensive scheme. We are looking at a unit that is going to be aggressive, that is going to be relentless, and that is going to be a nightmare to game plan against. The financial investment is massive, but the upside is even greater. This is a championship-level move. This is the kind of signing that turns a good team into a legitimate contender. It is bold, it is aggressive, and it is exactly what we have been screaming for as fans. I am absolutely energized by this decision. It shows that the ownership is willing to spend, willing to take risks, and willing to put the pieces in place to compete for a title. We are looking at a team that is not just trying to improve, but is trying to set the standard for the rest of the league. However, with every massive contract comes the pressure to perform, and the expectations are going to be higher than ever. Can this defense live up to the hype? Can they translate all this talent into tangible results on the field? That is the million-dollar question. We've seen teams load up on talent before and fail, but this feels different. The strategic alignment between the coaching staff and the front office seems to be on point. But as we look at the total picture, from the massive defensive spending to the departure of key offensive personnel, we have to wonder what the final roster will look like. Are we finished? Is this the team that is going to take us to the promised land? We are tracking every single update.
This is a pivotal moment for our franchise. We are seeing a complete overhaul of the defensive identity while simultaneously navigating the loss of key offensive contributors. The front office is swinging for the fences, and the energy surrounding these moves is palpable. I want to hear from you. Are you satisfied with the massive investments in the defensive line, or are you worried about the depth we are losing on the offensive side of the ball? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we are building a community here that tracks every single move. Keep your eyes locked right here, because as soon as the next update breaks, we will be the first ones to tell you what it means for our team.